Okay, we'll try that again. Slightly abortive start. Hopefully we are up and running this time. Welcome to Kier Makes, Breaks and Fixes Things. Happy 4th of July. Whether or not you celebrate American independence. Fingers crossed we are actually going. It looks like it is to me. I'll wait for confirmation from Rachel before I get too much into it. Oh, hang on. Yes, okay. Excellent. Right, what's this pop-up my computer saying at me? Go away. Yeah, as I was saying previously, may have been the first time it started and I then failed. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the overhead camera working either. I've had fun. For some reason, the cable connection didn't want to talk to YouTube, but the wireless is. So, what do you know? Our Wi-Fi is pretty strong though, so it shouldn't present any issues. I hope you like the background. It's a bit speckly because I set all the green screen settings earlier on in the day, and obviously it's all changed. Because it always likes to do that to me. Let's try and add those back in. That's a slight improvement, isn't it? But anyway, these clouds are actually some footage I shot myself. It's out of our kitchen window. So hopefully you'll like those. Right, so let's try and... Hello! Oh, Rachel likes the floating flag. Yes, levitating flag. No poles around here. She's the only pole. I'm pleased you like the clouds one. Okay, so today's project, I might take the headphones off actually and just trust that I won't make too much of a horrible racket down the microphone one way or another. So today's project is to attempt to turn, here we go, this here toothbrush into a lockpick, primarily using this rotary tool. So it's going to be noisy. That is the downside of it being a live stream rather than a video. No fast forwarding through the noisy parts and putting some of the random music on, unfortunately. I'm mildly conscious that I've not got my goggles, but we'll be alright. Safety squint. Be fine. I'll arrange the angles such that if anything flies off, it doesn't fly into my face. There we go. Perhaps when I have a break, maybe I'll go and hunt for my goggles a bit more. I did look for them, but I've got the full face gas mask, but that seems a little excessive for the purposes. Is that going to be... So the idea is that we use the vibrating element, whatever's going on here, to make the toothbrush jiggle, to vibrate the locks open. I've got a selection of locks. I've got one proper padlock. I say proper, you know, it's reasonable. Little one. That's actually a trickier pick because it's sort of smaller. And then a couple of practice locks here. This one, and this one. They're all really easy picks, although this one only took me a minute or two. Doing it the old-fashioned way, proper style, but we'll see how long it takes with a Minions toothbrush, shall we? Right, what did I do with... Here we go. Well, bring the focus in there. I should... Okay. Oh, that's not the wheel I want at all. Cutting wheel, please. Of course, I've misplaced the handy little screwdriver chuck tool. But that's right, I'm not short of a screwdriver or two, even without leaving my seat. Not got my Leatherman today, it's I'm wearing the wrong trousers, so to speak. But I don't have, there's no belt loops on these trousers. Okay. Ow. It's not too big a screwdriver, it's too big. How frustrating. Can we use a lockpick instead? Well, a tension wrench. Indeed we can. Okay. I've used a screwdriver as a tensioning tool before, but never a tensioning tool as a screwdriver. I'm going to have to try and make sure that none of the dust lands in my laptop either. I might pop a sheet of paper over that or something, for good measure. Okay, let's do that now while I think about it. Fold in there so it'll stay. It's probably going to make it end up a little bit warmer than it'd like, but I think it's better than risking it getting filled up with all sorts of various dust. Okay, so now for the noisy bit. I recorded a video the other night and there's a whole portion of it where I forgot to put my microphone back on, because that's what I get for recording as if it's a live stream without it being a live stream, because I didn't have anyone at the other end to say, "You've not plugged your microphone back in," which you will know I need. Okay, I am gonna mute the microphone now though, because, well, we'll see. Here we go, let me put my headphones back on and I can join you in how awful the sound is. Okay, oh, I'll tell you what, here we go, let's turn the gate. I'm going to turn it down a bit instead. So my aim is, have I turned it down too far? My aim is to cut the plastic, but not the metal that's inside, if there is metal inside. Yes, there is metal inside. Okay, let's, I've sort of cut away at it a bit and I'm hoping, yeah, there we go. Oh dear, that wasn't the desired outcome. I've pulled the wrong end out. I wanted to leave that end in. Maybe I should have cut through the metal. you think I can make it go back in without too much detriment, or do you think I've ruined this project? I may have ruined this project, you know. I'll tell you what, we'll do some further cutting. Okay, so we found the little grommet that keeps the water out of the electrics, and here we go. Oh. And if you look in there, so that little white bit's going to be the bit that goes back and forth. Yeah, that's vibrating very gently. So that's all a bit greasy actually. Must have some sort of Vaseline on it or something to help keep fluids out. It's a shame I had to destroy the top in order to put this bit back in. I think, yeah, my fingers are all greasy. I think I'm just going to end up cutting this off anyway. Let me see if I can find a pair of pliers. That is to say, let me see if Rachel will pass me a pair of pliers. Thank you, my lovely, beautiful assistant. Very swift. Okay, let's sort this focus out. So, given I don't really need the head end, I'm just going to try crushing this, I think. Whoa, yeah, it's the plastic gives quite a bit, so let's just try the cable cutter. Ping! Okay. Did anyone see where all the bits went? One bit went that way. That's not the bit I want. Aha! Sorry, that was probably a bit loud. Here's the bit I want. So I don't know if it's even going to be necessary to flatten this, you know. We'll see. Let's pop this back through here. Let's get that off. That kind of wants to go in like that. Oh dear, it's fallen straight out. Okay, I'll try a bit more. There we go. Firmer application. Oh, look at that wibble and wobble. So, I mean, the video I meant to research, I'm very sorry, I meant to research whose video I watched originally and give them credit for this idea. But I forgot to look it up. I'll try and remember to put it in the description, maybe. I will try and remember, definitely. Maybe I'll actually do it. So they actually filed it down to make it nice and flat and thin. But this is a very, yeah, so to be fair, that's not going in the keyway. Too fat. Of that lock, And I'd be interested to try just buzzing some of the locks around. I need to put some tension on this. Yeah, it's not going to work without having a bit of a flat, certainly not on that lock, and it won't fit into the others. So we're moving on to stage 2 of the make, where I'll try and file it a bit flatter. So it'll go in a keyway. So that's going to be noisy and fairly dull, much like most of this. I'll tell you what, let's see, what did I do with my actual lock picks? Because I did have the idea as to whether it was worth putting a pick on the end and attaching that somehow, like, you know, removing the handle obviously, or possibly trying to heat and hammer this. I haven't got a handy bit of metal to whack it against, to be fair. Oh, have I turned? Yeah, there we go. Let's have that up a little bit more. But let's just have a go at quickly picking one of these allegedly easy practice locks. If I can find the right tension wrench. I started having a go at picking our front door lock, and then I remembered that there's the possibility of breaking a pick off in a lock, and then it's very hard to open it properly. And that would be bad with our front door. Don't mess about with locks you actually need to use. So oh, thought that was about to go then. Yep, so there we go. Show you some lack of success at me picking this lock manually. So I am no adept lockpick. Let me have a go on this one, because I did this one earlier. Yeah, no Bosnian Bill or lockpicking lawyer me. Okay, so we've clearly demonstrated that I can't pick this lock very easily without the tool. That was what I was hoping to do in part. I thought I'd demonstrate that it took a minute or two, not that I couldn't do it, but you know, there you go. Like I say, I'm not particularly adept, and the whole point of this is to make it fairly straightforward and less of a skill problem to pick a lock. That's the point of the device. So let's change the grinding wheel to a... do I need a fresh one? Nah, it's not that small. It's a bit round, that's it. I want flat edges. Let's go for a fresh one. I hope you're all well. I've been completely ignoring the chat. Yeah, no, I can't claim that it's my original idea. I should look it up, shouldn't I, while we're on the stream still. Who was it? I'm trying to find it in my history, but that's possibly a mistake because I watch a lot of YouTube. I can't remember when it was. Can I search my history? Yes, I can. There we go. It was someone called Jolly Peanut 2 years ago. And, oh, goodness me, I'm going to leave that piece of paper not on the laptop because I am toasting and so is the laptop. Yeah, so there we go. But they've had 3.4 million views on their video, so I shouldn't think they'll mind me copying the idea now, 2 years on. So, back to my stream. Pay attention, Kia. But yes, so that's it. Full credit for where I got the idea from. I don't know whether it was their original idea, but I got it from someone called Jolly Peanut. Okie dokie. I'm roasting. It's been very warm. I thought there might be thunderstorms going on during the stream, and I'd have to apologise for the thunder. I was going to say thunder sound effect, but it wasn't effect. It was just thunder sounds. Where's my trusty piece of wood? There we go. Piece of scrap wood to be the surface. Can we see here? There we go. Whoops. Get rid of all the fluff. There we go. Oh, the green speckles are definitely getting worse again, aren't they? Shall we add another one? Let's just edit this one. Right, let's see, how's this look? Is that better? No, it's significantly worse here. Oh, that was lucky. I'm pleased you got your windows in before the storms came. Yeah, definitely see. Okay, I'm just going to do one more fiddly thing with this, and then I'm going to stop faffing. Flipping white balance always goes back to auto every time. I really don't understand it. Oh well, that's what's shifting around. I'm not going to change it. Oh gosh, it's very frustrating. But I am going to crack on with this. So let's turn the sound down a bit more again. Yeah, I expect you can still hear me a little bit, or reasonably well possibly. Oh, that's very hot. Oh, I've touched soldering irons that weren't that hot. Ah, yes, that was warm. Shouldn't be surprised, all that friction. But there you go, I was. Whew. There's that cold Caddo coat, let's pop it on there. Ouch. Okay, so maybe a slightly damp cloth is in order. Yeah, definitely think some sort of damp cloth. Bear with me. Oh dear. Okay, little cold water for my finger and a little cold water for the project. It's probably cooled itself off by now in the air. Let's try and find, I was just trying to feel whether it was flat really. Let's put a bit of a flat on it, but not much. Possibly not the coarsest of wheels. The key is to try and get the flat on the same side. On the other side even, but in the same orientation. You know, I could smell the hot wood before, and that should have been a clue that it had hurt to touch it. Oh yes, went hiss there. Oh, my finger is still hot, so. Don't know, can you see the line? Well, there is one. Right, let's try and see if this is vaguely flat. Well, maybe vaguely. I think perhaps I should have gone for the manual file technique. But we'll persist a little bit. Let me turn the volume back down again. It's more important that it fits than that it's actually flat, to be honest. So a little bit of a curve won't be the end of the world. Maybe I can see if I use the camera to get a better view of it. Not that my eyesight's failing or anything. Too hot. Well, let's see. Will it go in a key way? Oh, it will. It's a bit flimsy. That's the trouble. It's a bit flexible, this thing. Like on the end here, it's not got a very positive connection. So I don't think it can't really push hard enough to actually work. Oh, and I seem to have... I think the answer to the question is no. Is it possible to turn one of these toothbrushes into a lockpick? Maybe. Can I? Probably not. We'll persist a little bit more. I have got another similar cheap electric toothbrush, but that's an adult one. Bloody idiot. Why do I keep on touching the hot metal? Right, let's try and wipe up some of these metal filings. Don't want them floating around the house. Okay. So, but yeah, it's here. Let's adjust the focus a little. Is that sort of connection? There's a bit weak and weedy because I've pulled away all of its support structure. Oh, maybe I can just put some of this back. See, because I cut all of this stuff off that I probably shouldn't have. It's not as well supported as it might be. See, I should have cut it there perhaps. I mean, it was only £3.50, so if it's almost successful, I could go and get another one. But it feels like neither the pin itself nor the motor have the oomph required. Do you think they saw this the other guy's video and were like, oh well, we'll have to make them not lockpicks? Because my experience is certainly that as soon as the pick is anywhere near the pins, the motor gives up the ghost. Oh, yeah. Not got enough oomph. I mean, I'll get a tensioning wrench. Let's turn it off for the moment. Let's get a tensioning wrench in there. Go on. Let me have another go at picking it by hand. It is possible, because I did it. Yeah, that's not the right pick. Neither's that one. See, what have I done with my preferred pick? I've got another one with a bit of tape on the end of it, and it's the one I like to use, because I have success with it more often than not. Yep, I give up. Oh, look. It's hard for me to do this in shots as well. Nope. Okay, so what time are we on? 9 o'clock. That was about the amount of time I was planning on. I figured it'd take about that long to work out whether I could make it work or not. It would seem quite conclusively to me that a £3.50 Colgate Minions toothbrush cannot be turned into a lockpick by me. I'd be impressed if anyone could get it to bloody vibrate in the lock, because that's the problem I'm having. As soon as I get it near the lock, it stops vibrating. Yeah, it's not a goer. let's try it just with what they call a city rake. So that, there you go, can you see that profile? I think it's because it looks like a city skyline, a city's skyline, allegedly. But it's a bit of a cheaty way to try and do it manually. But it does work on a lot of locks, so, you know. And well, you're already cheating if you're picking it, aren't you? You might as well cheat at picking it. Let's go back to the classic method. I'll give it, what have we got? Well, I was 10 minutes late starting, so I'll give it 5 more minutes of trying to pick this lock manually. It's partly one of those things that you have to, you're sort of using your mind's eye to imagine the inside of the lock for reference. There's one of the transparent ones. Very, very similar arrangement inside. And then manipulating each pin in turn and feeling whether it's moving easily or not, and whether it's binding. So most of these have gone. It's just start again. There we go. So, I'm not a totally incompetent lockpick. I don't know how long that actually took me on the 3rd attempt. But I don't think this toothbrush is ever going to do it. I could try it on this practice lock, which is a much easier pick, but it just doesn't want to move in the... It's not got the motor's not got the oomph to move around in the lock, you see. I'll move the handle, but as soon as I hold it still, the motor gives up the ghost. So I don't know if it... I don't think it requires more filing, you know. Where is it? There we go. As you can see, oh, look at those grubby fingers. But as you can see, I did manage to get it quite flat from the round that it was at the bottom. But the movement it does is sort of like not all that surprisingly, turny side to side type motion. And I think it would be better for a lockpick if it was more of a in and out type vibration, or ideally up and down. So it could be that this brush just vibrates in a different orientation to the one that I've seen used to good effect previously. So, there we go, that's a little bit more sound even. So, I guess that's the stream today. Let's find, there we go, we'll go back to the clouds. I've been, I'm Kia. You knew that already. I'm at Lighting Kia on Instagram, Wheelie Green Kia here on YouTube. I don't know, I guess today was a Kia Breaks a thing. Took a perfectly good working Minions Colgate toothbrush and turned it into an assembly of vibrating parts. I'll hopefully come up with something to do with this, although what, I don't know. I may investigate the mechanism further and see if I can glue a lockpick onto the end of it by some means. I say glue, I mean solder, or perhaps shove in with heat. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. It's sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yes, my favourite pick. I am yet to pick a door in anger, though my dad has got a mailbox that his tenant didn't give him the key for, so I might have a crack at picking that. He did ask me to, and I had a crack, but I didn't have my lockpicks. Because I don't carry them every day, because I'm not a criminal. But I am developing a range of handyman skills, and I think I'm going to add that to the set and just put them in with the rest of my tools. Okay, well, yes, once again, thanks very much for watching. I hope you join me next time, and hopefully that will be a fixing a thing and not a breaking a thing. Okay, have a good evening. Bye-bye.